Next to the stage, from the University of Iowa, is head coach Fran McCaffery. Coach McCaffery is entering his 14th season in Iowa City after leading the Hawkeyes to their 7th NCAA tournament appearance in the last 9 years. Coach, we'll begin with your opening statement.
Good morning, everybody. Obviously, this is an exciting time of year for all of us. I think in our case, it's going to be interesting to see how we develop with what is essentially a new team in a lot of ways. When you look at last year and you look at Connor, Chris, and Philip, our starting front line, they played 3,000 minutes. That's a lot of minutes. They were awesome. They're also our leaders. So as we move to this year with 4 freshmen and 2 transfers and others that have to step up and fulfill maybe a different role starting at the leadership position. So we had a little bit of a glimpse of what we can become because this was a year where we were able to go overseas. Went overseas in August, played 3 games, had extra practice time, which I think was really important, especially considering, as I pointed out earlier, we have 6 new players. So we've been together for a while. We're making great progress. I've been very pleased, and I'm very optimistic.
Thank you, Coach. We'll open the floor now for questions. On your left.
Nathan Ford with the Cedar Rapids Gazette. You talked about filling that leadership void. Who have been some guys that have had more of a voice in the locker room these days?
Well, I think the 3 guys that are here are the ones we're looking at in particular: Tony Perkins, Peyton Sanford, and Patrick McCaffery. Patrick, of course, has been here the longest, but those guys are veteran guys. They've produced well at this level. They're great people, and they do have the respect of the other guys in the locker room. So it'll be interesting to watch and see how they perform in that capacity, but I'm very confident that they'll succeed.
On the back right, Coach.
Hey, Fran, Isaac Trotter with 24/7. How is your evaluation of freshmen different than some of these other coaches? Sometimes your guys are a little bit underrated, but they come in and, 2 years down the road, they're really productive for you.
Well, obviously we target players that we think will fit our style, our system. We think we do a pretty good job of that. I'm very impressed with my staff in that regard. And I feel really good about the 4 freshmen we have. They were, very heavily recruited in a lot of different ways. But I think, as I pointed out, most importantly, fit. They're multiple position players. They can run. We're going to play fast. They're smart, intelligent players. But they also provide what we lost in graduation. So we needed to get bigger. So with, obviously, Owen Freeman and Laji Dembele, the 2 freshmen, but then also the 2 transfers, Ben Crickey and Evan Bronze. We were not a big team last year, so there's a little bit of need. So those guys are going to get to play. But then also, with Price Sanford and Brock Harding, they were both Mr. Basketball in their respective states, Illinois and Iowa. And again, they both can score, they both can push it, they can play multiple positions. And I think they saw opportunity. So when we recruited those guys, we recruited them with the expectation that they were going to play. Now, how much will be up to them, but they're going to play. They're going to be a factor throughout the course of this season. So I think, in summation, this group, and those guys in particular, probably make us the deepest team we've had in quite some time.
On your left side, 4th row.
Tyler Tashman with the Des Moines Register. What have you seen from Patrick in terms of a development standpoint? I know he went to Portland as well this summer. Just what jump do you feel like he can kind of make this season?
Well, he's a guy that's always, when you look at his strength and his weight, he didn't play possession of high school basketball above 180 pounds. He had that situation when he came in as a freshman. So now he's up to about 217. So I think physically he's in a different place, which you would expect. He's in year 5. He's proven to be a double-figure scorer in this league. So I think his shooting is something that has been really impressive. But I think his ability to attack the basket and I think he's really improved dramatically defensively, and I think that will be reflected on the glass as well. So he's progressing as you would expect a fifth-year senior to do, especially one that has been such a solid contributor for 3 years on really good teams.
Coach McCaffery, thank you so much for your time.
Okay. Do you have a question?
Adam Jardy with the Columbus Dispatch, because you were talking about player development a moment ago. How big, in your estimation, is that jump from freshman to sophomore year? What sort of things make a player take that leap in your experience?
Well, I think first and most important, how much did they play as a freshman? Did they get a chance to perform well? Did they get a chance to make mistakes, play through their mistakes? That's how you develop confidence, and that's, I think, how you develop the ability to understand how to make plays, especially at crunch time. So when you have a young guy that has been through it, he comes back as a sophomore, we consider him a veteran guy. If he doesn't play much as a freshman, then he still is looked at as a freshman. He still thinks of himself as a freshman and kind of acts like a freshman. So the more opportunities you get to succeed and fail as a young player is really going to benefit you in the long run.
Coach, thank you for your time.
Thank you.